Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter on the Nanatsu no Taizai, which is on chapter 219. Yes, even though I am surprised myself to see this chapter translated very early. Even though it used to come on Mondays, then it goes to Saturdays, and now it's on a Friday. Which I give my great thanks and appreciation to those who actually translated this chapter very early on point. And very early on point. So, if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Hawk, Bond, and Meliodas are talking to each other, and of course, Hawk wanted to show the new boards into everybody, but freaking Meliodas and Bond can't help it anymore, and we get to see the new boar's hat. And there's some good description over here right now that I'm going to be reading to you guys right now. We have to it that there's a rooftop that Diane can actually sit with her giant body, and even though she jumps on it, etc., it could still be unstable. And along with the second floor, which surprisingly there's multiple floors by the way, we have to it that there's actually a plate filled with colorful trees and plants from growing food ingredients that is created by Merlin. And we get to see the pig signboard that is a bronze statue, which is Hawk obviously. And of course, with the using of Merlin's magic, it's been rebuilt and it becomes much better. And no signs of shaking at all, just means it's perfect. And we get to see Hawk's mom, which is pretty cool. And of course, there's a funny thing about Hawk complaining to him, I hope you get trampled by a boar, you hear me? And we have to it that Bond says, okay, look, you calm down, I'll feed you some of the best scraps there is. How's that? And then Hawk's like, okay, you're off. I'm gonna kill you to Meliodas. And of course, Meliodas and Bond are racing to each other for a room. And apparently the room right there looks really neat. And I actually really enjoy it. I actually like it. Although they are competing to each other, this room's mine. I stepped in here first. My feet was in here first. And we have to it that, Meliodas says, you know who paid for the renovations here? He says, yeah, it's the king. He goes you knew? Damn it. And he goes okay, we'll decide with this. And it was a coin, apparently. I think it's either heads or tails. But whatever the case may be, I think Bond will lose anyway, because Meliodas is Meliodas. He. Aside from that, we actually get to see Elaine alive. Of course, Elizabeth and Diane go visit Elaine, and she's actually fine, and she's actually really doing great. And surprisingly, I'm surprised she is alive. Even though it was hinted at by Diane already, I thought it was a translation error. Lucky for me, I was proven wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's punishment for me. Aside from that, we have to it that Elaine could still read them in many ways to one and ask Diane, are you really sure you're happy with my brother? I mean, I'm just concerned. Even Elaine is really concerned. Elaine asks where's King right now? And Diane says, oh, he went to go have a drink with Gother to have a man-to-man talk, you know? And she ends up asking, how are you, Elaine? And Elaine says, yeah, it's all thanks to the charm my soul's all right for the time being, but it's always the usual self, you know? And Elaine thanks Elizabeth for actually helping her feel better, and I really, really am glad for that. I never thought Elizabeth had this magic power to actually help Elaine to be a little bit more better than ever, but about her soul, I don't know so much. But we have to it that Elizabeth was given information by Diane that there's someone I saw identical like you, 3,000 years ago, and I think this is where she's gonna tell a story to Elizabeth of what's up in her training. And we see freaking King trying to have a drink and ask Gother, aren't you gonna drink? What, is it not worthy for you? And Gother says, I told you already, I can't drink alcohol because I'm a doll. And besides, if you end up being all wasted and so forth, you won't make it to the party tonight. And then Escanor's like, shh, what are you doing? And Escanor is still being in his night self, surprisingly, you know? And of course, we have to it that King says, you know, I just want to break the ice between us, alright? I want to be completely honest with you just once. And of course, like Gother says, the likelihood of you remembering this conversation is less than 5%. And King's like, let me say this, I haven't forgiven for everything you've done. After all you, and then he ends up fainting. And of course, Gother decides to look into King's mind and saying that he's very happy that he sprouted wings and he's thinking about Diane. He hates Gother, though he misunderstood everything about Gother, and he did the same things too, like erasing memories and so forth, and he apologizes. Although, Gother feels a little depressed to see King hating him, but Escanor cheers him up by saying, King is a good person, don't worry about it. And he goes like, and Gotha confirms that he just wants to be a good doll in the end. And I'm thinking in my mind, that's pretty sweet, you know? And of course, like, we have to it that Escanor says, I like you, Gotha. And of course, I think Hauser and Grimoire were actually listening on the conversation. And freaking King had to do something about it and knocked off Escanor's glasses. And Escanor ends up transforming into his prideful self. Goes like, how dare you! You having me, a great lord, to look after you, and then freaking go to the match to put the glasses back on. So it looks like to me that the reason why Escanor is in his knight form is because of Merlin's glasses, and he explains thanks to the magic glasses of Merlin, this is the very reason why I'm back to my knight self. So it looks like to me Escanor is full control only with the knight glasses on. That's the only issue. And Grimoire and when Gotha, Escanor, and King are on the way out, we have to that Grimoire and Hauser are like, damn, they're freaking scary. Even the freaking people who watch the entire thing are like, holy you know? As for Merlin, she ends up using her magic to look for someone, but apparently after looking at a certain castle which is in Camelot, it looks like all the humans are brainwashed, etc., which shows a very bad sign. Not to mention subordinate of hers now known as Orlandi is trying to look around, but all of a sudden it turned black and Zeldris was right in front of Orlandi. I'm like, oh my lord. It looks like, and just by the looks of Zeldris himself, he's not even damaged after Escanor's attack. Either he has a high durability rate or his healing power is really fast. But after all, he is the Demon King's representative, so... But still, you're supposed to at least take major damage from Escanor's attack and must be out for a couple days or more. But just by the looks in this chapter and picture of where Zeldris is like no problem or not even damaged or healed up, that just shows a lot how strong he is. And not to mention when Merlin ends up being attacked by... But we have to it that Orlandi ends up being attacked by Zeldris, and Zeldris says, to think you escaped from me, you got some skill. Although it just shows that Merlin escaped barely and she gotten damaged pretty badly. Just shows that despite Zeldris not being in front of the person completely and just using his magic to try to use his magic to attack someone, especially someone with Merlin trying to control her subordinate, etc., just means that even if you are far away and if you're in one idea of a presence of Zeldris himself, you're dead. And that just shows a lot. And it ends up with the chapter with Merlin asking, where the hell are you, Arthur? As the King of Camelot is gone right now, we don't really know where the heck is going on. And not to mention the Ten Commandments is back in action just by looking at Zeldris. Zeldris himself in his power just shows how freaking deadly he is. Even if Escanor did defeat Estarossa, even though he overexerted himself a bit, but after taking damage from Escanor's attack, dude, that just shows a lot of how very deadly and dangerous Zeldris can really be. Because just by seeing how he's still unscathed, or he's not even damaged at all, along with having to almost kill Merlin, I can understand why he could be the Demon King's representative. But my only question is, will he do as much damage against Meliodas himself? Because if we all remember correctly or did some research about Zeldris and Meliodas, they clashed at least one time. But aside from me rambling on, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm out for Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot!